Hello everyone, welcome once again. We've been doing the examples of exercise 6.2, that is application of derivatives, and we have discussed two examples, example 8th and 9th in the previous video. So let's start with the example 10th. I have already written the example for you. In example 10th, we have to find the intervals in which fx is equals to x square minus 4x plus 6, that is the function, is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. Firstly, like all of the other sums, we will find the derivative. What will we get? 2x minus 4, 2x minus 4. Alright. Now, from the derivation, the differentiation of the function, we have to find the value of x. Only then we will be able to determine the intervals. So put f dash x is equals to 0, you will get 2x minus 4 is equals to 0, or 2x is equals to 4, or x is equals to 2. Alright, now plot this value of x on the number line. You will get something like this: minus infinity, 2 and infinity. So as it's clear in front of you that there are two intervals, minus infinity comma 2 and 2 comma infinity. Alright, now we have found the intervals, but it's still uncertain that in which interval the function is increasing and in which interval the function is decreasing. We'll do the same steps that we've been doing so far. Firstly, take any value from this interval. For example, 1. At x is equal to 1, we have to check the value of differentiation. Now what is f dash x? That is 2x minus 4. At x is equals to 1, what will you get? 2 minus 4, that is minus of 2. It means the function is strictly decreasing in this interval. So we have found a function in which we have found the interval in which the function is decreasing. Now we have to check whether this interval, in this interval, the function is increasing or decreasing. Take any value. For example, at x is equals to 3, what will you get? F dash x is equals to 2x minus 4, and 2 3s is 6 minus 4, that is 6 minus 4. You will get 2. It means the function is strictly increasing in this interval. Alright, so in this way you have to find the intervals in which the given function is strictly increasing or decreasing. The next example, example 11th, is very much identical to this one, but in that there will be three intervals and you will be able to know in which interval the function is increasing or decreasing. Still, if you find any problem in doing that example, example number 11th, you can contact me personally or you can DM me on Instagram. The link is given in the description. Alright, I will personally attend you there. So let's move to the example number 12th. This is our 12th example, in which again we have to find the intervals on which sine 3x, where x is belonging to 0 comma pi by 2 closed interval, is increasing and decreasing. What will we do? Firstly, the same step, we will find f of dash x. It means the differentiation of sine 3x. What will it be? Cos of 3x, and 3x will be differentiated again with respect to x. You will get 3, and the differentiation will be 3 cos 3x. And according to the previous example, what we did, we equated f dash x to 0. So similarly, 3 cos x, 3x will be equal to 0, or cos of 3x is equals to 0. Now you have studied this thing in your 11th class, that how to solve a trigonometric equation for x. Now you will see that on which values x, the cos is coming out to be 0. The first value will be pi by 2 and the next value will be 3 pi by 2. So your 3x will be equal to this, because cos 3x is equals to cos pi by 2 and cos 3 pi by 2, and it means thetas will also be equal. So 3x equals to pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2. Now here is an interesting thing, that in this statement we are given with the interval of 0 comma pi by 2. So how we can find the value that is beyond pi by 2, that is 3 pi by 2. The thing here is that in this statement it is given that x is belonging to this interval, but here we are talking about 3x. So if x is belonging to 0 comma pi by 2, then automatically this will imply 3x will belong to 0 comma 3 pi by 2. That is why we have considered the value of 3 pi by 2 as well. Otherwise, it would have been only pi by 2. So take care of these things. The interval in the statement are given for a purpose and you need to understand the whole concept. Alright. So now f x is belonging to 0 comma pi by 2 and 3x will be belonging to 0 comma 3 pi by 2. Clear? So now we have got two values of x, that is, if 3x is equals to pi by 2, then your x will be equal to pi by 6. And if 3x is equals to 3 pi by 2, your x will be equal to pi by 2. So there are two values, pi by 6 and pi by 2. Now pi by 6 is less than pi by 2. So we will get two intervals. First interval will be 0 comma pi by 6, and these will be disjoint intervals because pi by 6 is the common value. And the second interval will be pi by 2 comma pi by pi by 6 comma pi by 2. I'm sorry, pi by 6 comma pi by 2. Alright, now we have gotten two intervals. Now we will see in which interval the function is increasing and at what value the function is decreasing. So let's do that. Now we'll consider the differentiation of our function. What was the differentiation of function? That was cos of 3x. Firstly, take this interval. Now we cannot consider the value at the edge because it's an open interval in here, but we can consider 0. So for x is equals to 0, what will you get? Cos of 0, which will be equal to 1. It's positive, f dash x is greater than 0. It means the function is increasing on this interval. Now consider this interval, and again we cannot consider pi by 6, but we can consider the value pi by 2. Now f dash x is cos of 3x, and when x is pi by 2, the value will be cos of 3 pi by 2, and we know that cos 3 pi by 2 is negative. It means f dash x is less than 0. It means the function is decreasing on this interval. Alright, so it's proven that function is increasing on this interval and decreasing on this interval, and we have found the intervals as well. So don't get confused if you are given with any trigonometric functions that how to find the function. You just have to understand the concept of intervals and the values of trigonometric functions at particular angles. Alright, apart from this, I would like to add here that I am just checking the functions, like substituting the values by taking from a particular interval, but you cannot do this on your fair sheet. You only can practice this on your rough paper and in the exam or while solving it for fair for exam purposes. You don't have to show these steps. This is only to make you the things understand. All right, so don't do this on your fair sheet. I hope these things make you understand the concepts more clearly. In our next example, example 13th, it's given that the function is sin x plus cos x. The limit of x is from 0 to 2 pi. So firstly, we have to find the intervals again. So firstly, we will differentiate. What will we get? Cos x minus sin x. Now to find intervals and values of x, what we do? F dash x is equals to 0. This implies cos x minus sin x equals 0, which implies cos x equals sin x. Now we have to find those value of x, those angles at which cos and sin are equal. So those two angles are, first is pi by 4 obviously, and second one is 5 pi by 4. Now we cannot consider any angle more than pi by 4 because x is given to be between 0 and 2 pi, and if we consider any angle more than 5 pi by 4, it will exceed 2 pi, which will be wrong. So these are the two values. Now what will be the intervals? Firstly, it will be of course 0 to pi by 4. This will be a disjoint interval again. The next one will be pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. Okay, and the last one will be 5 pi by 4 to 2 pi. In the previous sum, we also found two values, but we made only two intervals. But in this, we have three intervals because the values we have found are lying within the limits that are given in the statement. But in the previous sum, due to the presence of 3x, the interval has to be exceeded. That was why we considered only two intervals. So learn the difference, all right? Now at this interval, just check the value of f dash x. Now what is f dash x? That is cos x minus sin x. We have to check that if it is greater than or less than 0. Now from 0 to pi by 4, just consider 0. When you will put 0, cos 0 minus sin 0. that is cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, you will get 1. It means your function is increasing on this interval. Consider this interval pi by 4 and 5 pi by 4, and the value which is lying in between these is pi by 2, 90. So consider 90. Now put it cos of 90 minus sine of 90. What will you get? Cos 90, that is 0, sin 90, that is 1, 0 minus 1, that is minus 1. It means the function is decreasing on this interval. Now here only last one left, that is 5 pi by 4 and 2 pi. Now consider the value 2 pi. Again fill it in the function, fill it in the differentiation, cos of 2 pi minus sine of 2 pi. Clear? Now cos of 2 pi is again 1 and sine of 2 pi is 0, so you will get 1. It means the value is positive, the function is increasing on this interval. Okay, so we have found 3 intervals, and also we have determined that at which interval the value or the function is increasing or decreasing. So this is the end of our exercise, because this was the last example. Now you guys have learned about how to find the intervals when the function is given, and how to determine whether a function is increasing or decreasing when the intervals are given. All right, so I hope that concepts have been cleared. But if still you find any of the problem while attempting sums of this exercise, this chapter, do feel free to contact me or DM me on my Insta. The link is given in the description, and you can also post your queries in the comment section. All right, so don't forget to press the subscribe button before leaving my channel in order to get update of regular videos. All right, so happy practicing, keep practicing mathematics, and I will be there to solve your any query. So thanks for watching.